everybody, it's Angie, and today we're going to do a little experiment in eye makeup. We're going to see if older ladies with hooded, crepey, wrinkly eyelids can actually rock a, oh gosh, where is the word? You know what it is. It's a smoky eye. I thought, well, let me try to do the tutorial. If it comes out horrible, I won't post it, but I actually think it came out pretty good. I think it looks nice. You know, it's not as heavy as some of the smoky eye eyeshadow, but I think if you do it subtly, you can actually disguise your hooded eyes and make your eyes look really big and wide open. So let's go ahead and start the tutorial. To save time, I've already done the first eye and we're going to do the second eye together. So I'm going to start out with my MAC Painterly paint pot. I hope that's right side up. I don't have my glasses on so I can't really see, but it's the MAC paint pot in the color Painterly, and I use this as my primer because this is a really pretty like pale pink color, and it really just helps the colors that you're putting on over it to pop. And I find that with this e.l.f. palette, some of these colors are really highly pigmented and some of them aren't. And it's hard to, you know, you're in the middle of doing it and you don't want to suddenly be like, oh gosh, no pigment. So this really helps all the colors to really show up. And it corrects any discolorations on your eyelid. My eyelids are very freckled from all my sun damage. So it gives me a nice clean canvas to work on. All right, so I'm going to start at the top and put on a couple of eyeshadows. Now with this e.l.f. palette, sometimes it's hard to tell which ones are shimmery and which ones aren't because there is a mixture of shimmer and not shimmer in here. And you kind of have to, you know, turn it in the light to see which are shimmery and which are not. So for the first one right below the eyebrow, we want a shimmer and we want a light color. So I'm going to use this first one up here. Now I'm using this e.l.f. palette, but of course you can use whatever you want. But the point is with this kind of eyeshadow, you do need a lot of color. So you should use, you know, grab something that's like a palette that has a bunch of colors to choose from so that you have enough colors to work with. All right, so that's just going to be our little shimmer right there at the eyebrow. And I just used this little kind of flat brush. It came in my Costco set that I bought a few years ago. Okay, so then the next color that we're going to use is sort of a medium tan taupey color, and that will just give us a color to sort of blend all the darkness into. So I'm using, I think this is a Sonia Kashuk brush that I got at Target. And it's just a nice fluffy big brush. This is my standard medium shade brush. I use this third one up here that has no shimmer in it. So let's give that a try. Problem is I do one eye and then with, you know, 32 colors on here, I forget what color I have used previously. So this you're just going to do sort of kind of an all over wash of color on the upper part of my eyelid. And I haven't really done anything on my actual eyelid yet. All right, so now we're going to put that down and we're going to go to the eyeliner and mascara. This is L'Oreal Extra Intense Liquid Pencil Liner. And so we're going to do, you know, usually for a day look, I do like a lighter liner in here and then a little bit darker. Today, it's dark liner all the way around. You want to pretty much look like a raccoon when you're doing this. So you're going to do in the waterline. And then while you're doing that, you also want to do the waterline of the upper lashes. And so while you're doing the lower waterline, you just kind of close your eye down and run it along there. And when you open your eye, your top lashes are done as well. So then we're going to go ahead and do another line on the top using the same pencil. And since the whole eyelid is going to be dark anyway, you don't have to worry about doing the neatest job. So, you know, just get it on there nice and close to the lash line. You can make this as big and fat and bold as you want, but since the whole eyelid is going to be dark, I just keep it pretty close to the lash line. Look what a mess I made. But I use my handy blending tool, my finger, and just pull that across and just blend it up a little bit. And once we get the eyeshadow on, you won't be able to tell that there was quite such a mess up there. Okay, and so you want to, with this one, pull it out to the side and wing it out a bit going in an upward direction, kind of aiming up towards the end of your eyebrow. And then you want to connect the bottom to the top. And if you want, you can fill this in over here, but you don't have to. And let me just check that in my big mirror to make sure it's okay. My pencil's getting really dull, so my line is very fat, but that's all right. I didn't bring my sharpener down. So anyway, we're going to put on the first coat of mascara. So just give your eyelashes a little curl. And I use Voluminous False Fiber Lashes. This is the same mascara I use every day because I have super watery eyes and I can't use many mascaras because they all leak, whether they're claimed to be waterproof, smudge proof, whatever proof. My eyes are so watery that it doesn't turn out to be anything proof, and I get mascara dribbling down out of my eyes all day. And so for this one, you're going to snuggle it in really close, trying not to poke yourself in the eye and getting the mascara all over, but that's why we're doing it first, so in case you do, it's easy cleanup. And then also going to do a little bit on the lower lashes. And I see in my big mirror that I've gotten some mascara underneath my eye, so I am just going to clean that off with a little makeup towelette. And again, I gotta look in my... Back to the eyeshadows. Now, let's see. We are going to use a third color on the above the crease. And this one is going to be this purple right here, because I'm still trying to stay with the matte shades right now for above the crease, so I'm going to use this purple above the crease. So I'm going to use this brush and just grab some of that. And with these, don't be shy with grabbing a lot of product. You really want to pack on the color on this so that you get the right result. Usually, you know, I use such a little bit of eyeshadow that I finish the tutorial and I'm like, oh my gosh, I spent all that time and you can barely see anything on my eye. But with this kind of a look, you really want to go pretty heavy with it. And, you know, if your eyelids are older, like mine are, it's difficult to pack on a lot, and because it starts showing every little wrinkle in your crepey eyelids. But if you tend to keep it a little bit more matte, it won't show as much. Okay, so you're going to put that right over that sort of taupey brown color from a couple minutes ago. Then you want to kind of wing this out. Okay, so there's that purple. All right, now we're going to take a smaller pencil brush and we're going to get a dark gray purple color that maybe has a little shimmer in it. I'm not exactly sure if that's shimmery, but it's this one over here. And I'm going to put that one all over the eyelid, on the inner part of the eyelid. Okay, so that one is going to go here, which is why I'm using a nice small brush so I just get it just on the eyelid. I don't want a lot of the darkness to come up in here. You want the darkness to be out here. So where this is a dark color, you're going to keep it just on the actual eyelid. And like I said, you want this to be fairly dark and intense, so keep going back and building up the color until you have as much as you want. And remember that you're going to blend, so it's okay if it goes on a little too dark at first. All right, now using a shorter flat brush, I'm going to go and take this, the next color down, which is kind of a brownish color. I'm only going to use a tiny bit of this black because, you know, on older people you can't really put on a lot of black, so we're going to use this really dark brown. And this is a matte color, so we're not going sparkly with this outer stuff either. So you're going to try to find sort of that outer V with this and pack it on in there, and also on the actual eyelid. And you're going to pull that up and out towards the corner of your eyebrow, kind of following that line that you made with the eyeliner. And you can put this slightly above the crease, going in towards the nose. Okay, so that looks good. And now we're going to get a fairly small brush. Let's see, what am I using for that? Is this the one I just used? I think I'm going to use this. If this isn't the brush I just used, it's either the same brush or this is a different one. It's like a short little flat domed brush. I'm going to go into the black, which is a matte, and I'm going to grab just a little bit of that. The black you don't really want to pack on too much. And I'm just going to do the corner of my eyelid and that little bit of outer V, and then up and out to the side. All right, and see how by the time we've added these 4 or 5 colors, we've got quite an intense look, but there aren't any hard lines to it. And even without blending this out, it's still, it's already nicely blended because we started with the lighter colors underneath. So, like I said, don't be afraid to pack this on until you get the right intensity so that the two eyes match. Okay, so now that we're done with putting on the powders, I like to take this nice big fluffy brush, and that's what I blend with. So I generally blend in sort of an up and out motion. So I'm going to take this and just pull it up a little bit. And then I kind of like to wipe off my brush in between so I'm not transferring the dark shadows into the inner part. And then just pull that back and forth a little bit, just because you don't want it to be, you want this to fade up gradually. You don't want any, I think I said this before, you don't want like a hard black line there, because with crepey hooded eyelids, any hard lines really just accentuate anything. So you want it to be like this beautiful gradual fade. So that looks pretty nice. And then we're just going to go back to this small brush. Which one is it? This guy, and do a little bit of shadow underneath. It looks like I did the more dark purpley one underneath, so I'm going to grab a little bit of that purpley tone instead and put that underneath. Can you see? Am I in the viewfinder? And then just draw that up so it kind of meets up with the other shadow. Okay, and now since we only did one coat of mascara before, we still have to do the last coat of mascara. Blend this a little more. Being really careful not to poke yourself in the eye. And with the bad vision the way it is, it's really hard not to do. So wish me luck, here I go. But you really only have to do the outer corners of the lashes on this. You don't have to try to get it all the way down to the roots, and that's where I end up poking myself mainly, is when I'm trying to get it down to the roots. Okay, now if you watch a lot of beauty gurus on YouTube, most people would then go ahead and put on a false eyelash now. I've never worn false eyelashes. I actually bought a set to wear at my 50th birthday party, and I ran out of time and didn't have time to try to put them on, so they're still sitting in my drawer. I should have probably used them today, but you know, having never used them, I don't know if I will. Maybe I'll do a funny tutorial someday where I'll try to use false eyelashes, haha, and see how that goes. Okay, I can feel my eye watering a bit, so I'm just going to dab at that. Anyway, make sure that you pull any black makeup out of right in there before you go out the door. And then the other thing I do is, because with this heavy makeup, it has a lot of fallout and it ends up down here. So I have this nice little brush, and I use that just to brush away any flecks of makeup that have gotten there, and then I just check it to make sure that there is nothing bad there. All right, so now I'm all checked over, and here's the final look. So I hope you like it. The other makeup that I'm wearing today, I had gotten a sample of the Chanticaille BB cream, and the color I have is Glow, so I put that on my whole face. I powdered over that with my NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat foundation powder. And then on top of that, I have my Milani Baked Blush. It's like a pinky and goldy swirl. And then for my bronzer, I have on the Physicians Formula OrganicWear bronzer in the medium color. And on my lips, what do I have on my lips? I have this Stila Longwear lip color, lip something in Flushed. And over that, I have my Victoria's Secret lip plumper. And that's the whole face. So those are my sultry eyes for today. I can't wait to see what my family is going to say about this because, you know, I usually don't wear much eye makeup. And so when they get a load of this, they're going to be like, whoa, where are you going? I hope you enjoyed the look, and I hope that it helps you to be brave with your heavy, hooded, crepey, creasy, wrinkly eyes, and go ahead and experiment with makeup. You can have a lot of fun, and you can even wear a dark smoky look like this, and I think because it starts dark on the lid and then fades up, it kind of gives the illusion that you have an eyelid. And the last thing is, I just wanted to do a quick outfit of the day because I've been working on this outfit for like 3 months now, trying to get the boots right. So anyway, this is a cute outfit for the dead of winter or spring. Okay, I gotta try not to walk into the dog. There she is. And here I am. So, oh gosh, I'm stepping on her toes. Sorry. So today I am wearing a cute little knit skirt that I got off the end of season clearance page on Victoria's Secret. It's like a little wool knit, and this pattern just reminded me so much of the 80s, which is my mothership, my generation. I loved it. I love the pink and the turquoise together. It reminds me of all the colors from back then. But they're back now in 2013, so you can wear them. I have on a pair of black footless tights to go with it. But these are the boots that I was looking for months to make this outfit work. I wanted a pair of knee-high suede low boots because I feel like for me, with a skirt, sometimes my look gets, you know, I look like too fancy, like I'm going out, and really I'm just, you know, bobbing around doing my errands and stuff. So I wanted a super casual pair of boots, but these are so cute. These are the boots that I've been looking for about 2 months now, and I keep mail ordering boots, and I get them and return them and get them and return them. It's a good thing they all have free return shipping so that I can return them. But I ended up getting these on Amazon. These are by Naughty Monkey, and they're just adorable. If I turn around, you can see the detail on the back. They have all these little silver grommets, so you lace up the back. They have just a little 1.5 inch heel and kind of a pointy toe, and they're suede and knee height. Now the sweater I put on top of it that coordinates with the turquoise in the skirt is from Target, and this is, I think, a Mossimo sweater, and it's got this terrific little open weave so you can see through it. This is just a plain black long sleeve t-shirt that I picked up at the BP department at Nordstrom's. And this necklace is, as usual, from my favorite necklace getting place. It's just a piece of string with some beads attached to it from American Eagle. I got this ring in Newport. This is my standard Skagen watch. And this earring is custom made by my friend's daughter. So it's got a little energy crystal in it and some little turquoise beads. And I think it's beautiful, and support the arts. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.